Let me tell you a little story. Now, this is a true story, so I just want to walk you through this for a moment here. We have shut down America, shutdowns across the country. California, Pennsylvania, New York's shutting down, Louisiana. I've heard rumors about Indiana and Wisconsin that may have already happened. We're getting conflicting information right now. And we're hearing things, I keep hearing things because I'm screaming against these shutdowns. I keep hearing things like, well, we'll turn it back on. It's a brief pause. Well, they'll start again. So let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Small businesses, they employ the vast majority of the people employed in the United States of America. Here's a real story. It's from a friend of mine. He and his brothers, frankly, own a retail store. I'm not going to tell you what they sell. I will just tell you they're fairly expensive items that all of you own. Well, most of you own. They are in unbelievable financial shape, or at least they were. And I say that because their father helped them start it as a consultant. And he's one of these business genius types who worked for a major oil company who all of you would know for years. And in retirement, his sons decided they were going to start this shop, and he stepped in and he said, okay, well, you're going to do this, and you're going to do this, and you're going to put so much cash away as reserves, and you're going to do these things. This is a long way of telling you this company is on some of the firmest financial footing I've ever seen in my entire life. In my entire life. And I have been around and am still around small businesses all the time. I've never seen such rock solid books in my life. On top of the fact, their business model's dynamite. They're growing. They're expanding. They went from 1 to 2 to 3. They're one of those companies that a major corporation steps in and writes a $500 million check to, and they all retire in Barbados or something tomorrow. That's what we're talking about here. Had an extended conversation with my buddy about what's happening right now with these shutdowns. Just shut it down, turn everything on. Do you know how long this company has until all 91 employees are laid off and my buddy is wiped out? This rock solid company, superstar company, 30 days. And the clock started ticking as soon as shutdown happened. Small businesses cannot survive. If small businesses do not survive, we are not heading towards a slowdown. We're not heading towards, we just got to figure it out. I guess we'll work something. We are heading towards a Great Depression. I'm not exaggerating. And now we finally have some people waking up in the country, echoing what I've been screaming for a week. We are heading towards 30% plus unemployment. Do you know what the unemployment peaked at during our Great Depression that we did have? 25%. We have 30% coming. And if you don't believe me, here's what we already know. We had 140,000 unemployment claims in Ohio in 1 week. That's one state, 1 week. Expand that over a month. Now expand that to all 50 states in the United States of America. And I forgot to mention, that number gets worse as we go. You see, my buddy's business can last a month. Most won't. Businesses will last 2-3 weeks, maybe, and they're gone. You have this notion in your head that everybody who owns a small business drives a Lamborghini. Life is good. They're rich, right? Do you know how many small businesses are out there where the owner is not even the highest paid employee? A lot of them. If you have a small business, you most likely run on 5 to 10% profits. That's pretty rough, but that's in there. That means you bring in 100 or you spend 100 every single month on overhead, on labor, on everything else. You spend 100. I'm just throwing out a number. You hope to bring in 105, 110. As a small business, if you put away a little or if you get the right amount of loans, you can survive a little downturn. You can survive a month where you only make 80, lose your shirt a little bit. Maybe a second month of that if you really squeeze it. You cannot survive a month at 0. It is not humanly possible. Another person, allow me to tell you another story tonight. Another person I know, he is a billionaire with a B, a major business owner. He owns a million things I could tell you about, but I'm not going to right now. All his industries have basically been shut down. Do you know what his payroll is every month with revenues now at zero? His payroll is $2 billion a month. How long do you think he has? No, I don't expect you to cry any crocodile tears for the billionaire. That's how we're all built, right? How many employees get fired? How many employees are getting laid off now? Not next week, not 2 weeks from now, not a month from now, not a wait and see, well, it's just a pause. Ladies and gentlemen, not thousands, not tens of thousands, not hundreds of thousands, millions of Americans are being laid off, losing their business, losing their livelihoods as we speak. My inbox has been full for days of people having to make decisions on whether or not to pay the bills or whether or not to feed the family. Turn this economy back on now. Hey, thanks so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and like and subscribe. You heard me, like it, subscribe. You'll get a lot more of it and a lot more of me.